In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can install and set up STARAMR on a Linux system. For those who don't know, STARAMR is a tool that is used to scan bacterial genomic context against these databases. STARAMR can help you to identify antimicrobial resistance genes, can help you to identify plasmids, etc. So if you want to read more about this tool, then make sure to check the developers GitHub page. This is the page, and I'll leave the link to this page. So when you visit this page, you have some explanation, okay, of how the tool works, and then you can decide if you want to use this tool for your analysis or not. But I think it's a great tool, so you should use it for detecting your antimicrobial resistance genes. Now let's proceed. So for this tutorial, I am going to show you how to install STARAMR on a Linux system. Okay, so let's take a look at what to do. So on this page, just scroll down to the table of contents, and you have the installation section. So there are a number of approaches you can use to install STARAMR, but for this tutorial, we are going to install using pip. Okay, that's the pip. So this is the Python package manager. So we are going to use this approach. So let's click this, and then we'll be sent to the section which has the instructions. So we have that here. So if you want to install using pip, then you have to use this command. You can also use this one, but I will recommend that you only use this one if you are an advanced user. But as a beginner, I suggest you use this approach. This is what we are going to use, by the way. Perfect. Now, if you're going to install using pip, then you need to make sure you have also installed the dependencies. Let's scroll down to see the dependencies. So we have these dependencies. We have Python 3.7 plus. That means that you need to make sure you have Python 3.7 or above. You should also have BlastX, you should have GIT, you should also have MLST. So these dependencies, these tools, you should have them already installed before you can successfully install STARAMR. Okay, but we are going to do everything here, so don't worry. And so with this tutorial, if you are going to follow it, you need to make sure you have a Linux system, and you should also have Mamba installed. We are going to use Mamba to install everything. I have a tutorial that shows how to install Mamba on a Linux system, so check the description box. You find the link to that video. Now let's proceed. Let's open our terminal and then start the exercise. Okay, we are back to the terminal. So again, let me say that you need to make sure you have Mamba installed. So check the description box. The link to that tutorial I made on its installation is there. Okay. So what we are going to do is to add another channel. So we add bioconda. So we say conda config add channels, and we are going to add bioconda. Perfect, that has been done. Now we are going to create an environment and install the dependencies in that environment. So we are going to say mamba creates -n, and we say STARAMR. So we are creating an environment called STARAMR, and then we are going to install the dependencies in that environment. Okay, that's what we are going to do. So the dependency, we have Python 3.7 or above. So I'll say Python equals 3.10.10. This is an example. So I'm using this version. Okay. Now, if you're using the latest version of Mamba, chances are the Python version you have is above 3.7. So you do fine without even installing Python, but I'm only indicating it here so that beginners don't get confused. Now let's add the other dependencies. So we have blast, which is blast. We also have GIT. We also have MLST. So let's install these packages. Let's hit the enter button. Perfect. So let's wait for Mamba to tell us what to do next. Okay, now we are going to type Y and then hit the enter button. So once we do that, Mamba will download all the necessary packages and configure them for us. Okay, the dependencies have been installed. So what we are going to do next is to activate that environment. So I'll first clear the screen and continue. So I'll say Mamba activates STARAMR. Perfect. Now that's done. So we have the dependencies installed. So we now have to install STARAMR itself. Let's take a look at the command again. So to use the pip approach, you have to use this command, pip install STARAMR. So we'll do the same thing here. So let's go back. So we will say pip install STARAMR, and then we will hit the enter button. So pip will download all the necessary packages, install and configure them for us. Okay, all the packages have been installed, so we are now ready to test STARAMR. Let's clear the screen and continue. Please take note that before you use STARAMR, you should always activate the STARAMR environment. It's very, very important. Okay, now let's start. So we can say STARAMR, and you should have these tests coming up. Okay, so this is how we install and then configure STARAMR in a Linux system. So if you are done, then you can deactivate the environment. So you can say Mamba deactivate, and the environment will be deactivated. So if you want to use STARAMR for your antimicrobial resistance genes detection, then you have to activate it again. So you say Mamba activates STARAMR. So once it's activated, then you can now run it. Okay, so now that you've installed STARAMR, I will encourage you to watch this tutorial that shows you how to identify antimicrobial resistance genes as well as plasmids using STARAMR.